Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 11, text 55. The last verse of this chapter. This is also called the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Mat karma kran mat paramo mad bhaktah sangavarjitah nirvairah sarva bhuteshu yah samam eti pandava. So you see, Krishna follows a pattern in every chapter. After explaining the whole chapter, you will see a conclusive verse. Like, if you did not understand the subject matter, you should go away with one thing, the conclusive statement. You will see that Krishna explains in all the chapters what is the conclusion of this chapter. Like you see in Srila Prabhupada's books also, every book you take, you need not study the whole set of books. If you don't have time to study the whole Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, you pick any Srila Prabhupada's book, small book. You will find the summary and the conclusion of the whole Vedic literature, Krishna consciousness. In every chapter also Prabhupada concludes, in every purport, so that people, even if they have a little bit of time, they can read and get away with the gist. This is the beauty of our parampara. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Unlike other unbona fide spiritual paths where yato mat tato pat, they propose 100 different things and you don't know what is the real conclusion. What am I supposed to do? What is the ultimate thing? They leave it very vague, impersonal, but not here. So let's see what Krishna is saying in this conclusive verse. In order to attain me, yahasa mameti Pandava or Arjuna, one should do mat karma kran. You should do my work or Krishna karma. Mat paramaha. You should regard me as the supreme. Mat bhaktaha. You should become my devotee. Engage in my devotional service. Sangha varjitaha. Becoming freed from contamination of previous activities and mental speculation. Sangha means that attachment or previous association we should become freed from. Nirvairaha, without an enemy, meaning who is friendly to every living entity. We may have enemy, but I am friendly to everyone. I don't consider anybody my enemy. They're all part and parcel of Krishna. But others who are ignorant, they may consider me as an enemy. Why he is coming to disrupt my happiness? Why they are playing songs? Why they are inviting people to come to temple? Why they are disturbing me by doing sankirtana? But a devotee does not consider anybody. Nirvairaha, or you should rather be a nirvaira, without an enemy, friendly to all living entities. Sarva bhuteshu, to all living entities. Yaha, one who does this, saha, that person, mam eti pandava, he comes to me. So what are the things? Krishna karma, mat karma, concerning Krishna as the supreme, mat paramaha, becoming Krishna's devotee, mat bhaktaha, becoming freed from all kinds of material activities, sangavarjitaha, and nirvairaha, friendly to all living entities. These five things, if one follows, one practices, then he can go back to Krishna. So Prabhupada says that one must take this formula as stated by Krishna himself if he wants to approach Krishna in the spiritual planets or Krishna Loka, the ultimate planet. So what is this Krishna karma? Krishna karma means what? Activity. Of course, karma also means we say, oh, it's because of my karma. I've done this in the past. But Krishna karma also means activity. So Krishna karma means Krishna's activity. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions 3, 4 categories of such activities. And the first he says about Krishna karma, as far as work is concerned, one should transfer his energy entirely to Krishna conscious activities. No work should be done by any man except in relationship to Krishna. This is called Krishna karma. That means any work we do, there has to be relationship to Krishna. The end goal of this is for Krishna, or Krishna has engaged me, given me this service. This is for Krishna's happiness, or whatever I am obtaining from this is supposed to be for Krishna. Then it becomes Krishna karma. So Prabhupada gives, for example, one may be engaged in business, but to transform that activity into Krishna consciousness, one has to do business for Krishna. How? If Krishna is the proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. If a businessman is in possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. This is work for Krishna. So that means if we are a businessman, we should consider the proprietor of the business to be Krishna. I am just an employee or a caretaker of the business. And the real profit should go to Krishna. But what about me? Krishna will give what is required for you to abundantly become happier and materially prosperous. Krishna will take care. So we should not hanker to enjoy everything that is happening through me. Because of Krishna's blessing, it is happening. One should not wrongly think, oh, it all belongs to me and I should therefore enjoy. This enjoyment spirit beyond what I am allowed to enjoy, that is the cause of the problem. It's loss of nature. Like, for example, it's a simple thing. You try to enjoy anything beyond your quota, that becomes a source of your problem. Like your quota of eating is, let's say, 2 chapatis or 3 chapatis, and you try to eat more. What will happen? You will get indigestion, you will face health problem, and you have to fast for the next day, or some kind of disease, whatever it is. So you transgress the law of nature, the nature reacts. Then how do I know my quota? Just like you are eating, you know your quota. You know when you are satisfied. But the civilization has become so erratic that because of these fast foods, people don't know when to stop eating, isn't it? They keep on eating all junk food, which never satisfies nor gives proper nourishment. It actually spoils our health. They don't know when to stop. Keep on eating. So, like that, because of this erratic civilization, we don't know when to stop or how much to enjoy the quota. Krishna has blessed me, let me keep on. Of course, people don't believe that God has blessed them. Not everyone believes. Some of them do. They keep on accumulating and trying to enjoy in all kinds of illicit ways, immoral ways, unethical ways. But actually, if you are sattvic, if you are a devotee, then you will know. You are guided by the spiritual master or the senior devotees. Then you know how much is your quota, how much you to give to Krishna. Rupa Goswami has set us this standard. Like he has set aside 50% of his accumulated wealth for Krishna consciousness, for propagating Krishna consciousness. And in the remaining 50%, 25% he dedicated to family and relatives. And the 25% was kept for emergencies. So this is the quota. So, of course, the details of what is my quota, how much I should give to Krishna, we should have conversations with devotees. So, anyway, the point is that one should consider Krishna as the proprietor of my business. Profit should go to Krishna. Then it is Krishna karma. Or if you are in office, you should consider Krishna is the proprietor of that office. So you're working for Krishna. Krishna is giving you salary, like that. And of course, once you what you get, you should use it for Krishna's purpose. And how about an ordinary worker like a small time gardener? Prabhupada says one can cultivate a garden. Anyone who has land in India, at least any poor man has a certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers to offer him. He can sow tulsi plants because tulsi leaves are very important. And Krishna has recommended in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, that Patram, that leaf, refers to tulsi leaf especially. So Krishna desires that one offer him either a leaf or a flower or a little water and he is satisfied. This leaf refers to tulsi especially. So one can sow tulsi leaves and pour water on the plant. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in the service of Krishna. These are some of the examples how one can engage in working for Krishna. So many of us do services in temple. That is Krishna karma. If one is far away from temple, like these are the activities one can do. They can sow tulsi plant, offer Krishna tulsi leaves, offer their earnings, do remote services. They're all Krishna karma. And then mat paramaha. Mat parama means it refers to one who considers the association of Krishna in the supreme abode to be the highest perfection of life. So this is the highest perfection of life. What is that? I have to associate with Krishna in his abode. That is my parama goal. When Prabhupada went to Japan to print Bhagavad Gita with a printer there, I think Dai Nippon was the printer. So Prabhupada had meeting with the editors, the company, and they had a lot of people in that round table. And they were sitting and talking, and there was a small break in between. And everyone went out, and there was one middle level employee who was remaining. And Prabhupada was talking to him, preaching about Krishna consciousness. And then Prabhupada asked him, what is the goal of your life? And he said, you know, all these people sitting around, they had their visiting cards. So he picked up all these visiting cards of the CEO, of the CFO, and what all VP and all these people. He stacked them all, the lower level to the higher level, CEO on the top. He placed them on like a stack, and then he took his card and he placed his card on top of the CEO card. That means his aspiration is to become the CEO of that company. So all the devotees were there. They were looking at it, and typically people have this kind of goals. So Prabhupada was preaching to him about the ultimate goal of Krishna consciousness. Because all these are temporary goals. Yes, there is nothing wrong in aspiring to achieve material success. But as Prabhupada gives the example, all these material accomplishments, material success, material advancement we make are like zeros, and they become valuable only if there is one in front of them. That one is Krishna. If you have Krishna as the purpose in life, if you're working for Krishna as directed by Krishna, you can achieve any amount of material advancement, material accomplishments, like how Arjuna and the Pandavas. Krishna had Arjuna achieve so many material accomplishments. He was trained as the best warrior. He obtained all the Divyastras. He was sent to the heavenly planets to attain higher powers, weaponry. He was made to fight with Lord Shiva even to in order to attain the Pashupatastra. So Krishna was directing Arjuna to achieve materially also very become successful. So sometimes people think, oh, I'm in Krishna consciousness, I cannot go deep materially in my career. They become very repulsive and very complacent in material activities. No, if you are fully engaged in Krishna service, yes, you may not need to engage in material activity, may not need to take part in so much in your material career if you have good alternative engagement in Krishna consciousness. But if you are not properly engaged in Krishna consciousness, at the same time not also doing material duty properly, then that is not proper thing to do. One should either engage properly in material activity or spiritual activity. And that material activity should be directed by Krishna or his bona fide representative. Then it becomes Krishnaized. So those zeros will become valuable only when you put Krishna in front. And ultimately, we have to reduce that material fever. We have to increase our attraction for Krishna and develop the desire to go back to Krishna. That is called Mat Parama. It refers to one who considers the association of Krishna in the supreme abode to be the highest perfection of life. That means not even elevating to higher planets. Like this interplanetary travel, which is becoming which will become more buzzy in the next few years as they try to exploit resources of other planets and colonize. And they are even thinking of setting up data centers in the space to harvest the solar energy because they cannot they're running out of energy on this planet. So modern civilization also is trying to go to higher planets. And in Vedic civilization also they were planning there were people planning to go to higher planets for higher happiness. But a devotee, Mat Parama means he does not wish to be elevated to these higher planets or even the highest planet Brahmaloka. His only attraction is to the highest spiritual planet, Goloka Vrindavan. Not even Brahmajyoti, where the Gnanis merge. It is Mat Paramaha. So Mat Karma Krun, Mat Paramo, Mat Bhaktaha, the third one. Mat Bhakta means, as I said, Prabhupada very nicely defines bhakti as devotional service. There has to be service. And Prahlad Maharaj defines bhakti means Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. So I think totally nine. I might have counted 10. I think Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam is one actually. Vishnu and Smaranam are not different. Vishnu Smaranam. And and then other things. These are the definition of bhakti. So your service means serving the lotus feet of the Lord, serving the instructions of the Lord. Pada Sevanam. Of course, we are sitting and chanting, we are hearing the lecture, and then we remember Krishna always. We offer prayers, and all these things, they're all devotional service, devotional activities. And then Prabhupada says very important thing. One can engage in all nine or eight or seven or at least in one, and that will surely make one perfect. One may think, oh, I cannot do service, I'm not that motivated or enthusiastic, or I don't have energy or even interest. But Prabhupada is saying, even if you do one, simply sit and hear about Krishna. Now, the technological advancement, any moment, any place, we can, thanks to the devotees who have taken up to technology to spread the Lord's mission, Krishna Katha is available any place, any time. You can simply sit and hear. It is called Shravanam. Or simply chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So at least one thing you do, then you become a devotee. Mad Bhaktaha. And of course, you do as much as possible, the better. And then Sanghavarjitaha, the fourth thing. It says one should disassociate himself from persons who are against Krishna. See? Should disassociate with those who are against Krishna. Not only are the atheistic persons against Krishna, but also those who are attracted to fruitive activities and mental speculation. Atheists, of course, hardcore atheists who are against God, envy God, we should be away from them. And also, we should be away from karmis and gnanis. Karmi means fruitive mentality. I want to enjoy life or next life by performing some punya karma, by some demigod sacrifices. Or gnani. Gnani means who want to merge into impersonal effulgence, who negates the form of Krishna, who thinks Krishna does not have a personal form. So even those we should disassociate. So Agnani means those who are atheists basically, karmis and gnanis, so-called gnani. The real gnani is Krishna Bhakta. Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan mam prapadyate. One who surrenders to Krishna is the real gnani. But one who negates the form of Krishna and wants to merge into impersonal Brahman, he is a partial gnani. Is only understood only the effulgence of Krishna. So one should be very careful about that association also. The real association is to pure devotees. And and then what is that pure devotional service? Prabhupada also mentions here. Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam. One should be devoid of the association of karmis, gnanis, and then one should engage in service of Krishna favorably, not the way I want, but the way Krishna wants. That Krishna will tell, or spiritual master will tell. Like Prabhupada gives the example of Kamsa. He was also Krishna conscious, but from the beginning, his business was to kill Krishna. In that way, he was conscious of Krishna. He was afraid. He was always thinking of Krishna, but he was trying to do harm. That is not called Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam. So we have to serve favorably. And then the fourth one is Nirvairaha. Nirvairaha means, Vaira means enmity. Nirvaira means no enmity. A devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. How he is friendly? Like being a friend or well wisher means if one is suffering, one should help relieve that person of that suffering. Then you are a friend. If that person is suffering, he's entering into fire and, oh, yeah, very good, very nice. Friend doesn't mean you support everything that your friend is doing. Friend means who is a well wisher, who can relieve that person from his problems. And because a devotee knows that only by Krishna consciousness anyone can be saved from their suffering, so he wants to introduce this system into human society. The devotees risk their lives for spreading Krishna consciousness. Here, Prabhupada gives the example of Jesus Christ. He was trying to give God consciousness, but he was crucified by non devotees. So he sacrificed his life for spreading God consciousness. They considered him as an enemy, but he didn't consider them as enemies. He was trying to give them that medicine by which they can be elevated. Even Haridas Thakur, Prabhupada gives that example. So to spread Krishna consciousness is difficult. A Krishna conscious person knows that if a man is suffering, it is due to his forgetfulness of his eternal relationship with Krishna. So therefore he tries to give Krishna. This is called Nirvairaha, being a friend to everyone. Nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu. Yeah, that is the fifth one. So Krishna karma, mat parama, aspiring to go to Krishna's planet, considering that as the highest. Mat bhaktaha, doing one of those devotional service activities. And um, mat karma, mat parama, mat bhaktaha, mat sangha becoming disassociated from atheists, karmis, gnanis, and nirvairaha, being friendly to everyone, doing good for everyone by giving Krishna consciousness. So, this is a summary that if one does this, then one can go back to Krishna. So, Prabhupada concludes the purport. One should understand, therefore, that the purport of this 11th chapter is that the form of Krishna is essential and supreme. Stop here. Anyone has any questions or comments? Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki